What if the most dangerous battlefield today wasn't in the skies above at 30,000 feet, but skimming just meters over the ground, weaving through tree lines, striking tanks, convoys, and command posts with ruthless precision? That is the domain of the attack helicopter, and two machines dominate the conversation. From Russia comes the Ka-52 Alligator, proudly called the flying tank, with its coaxial rotors and heavy armor. From America comes the AH-64 Apache, a helicopter that has spent decades proving itself from the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan. But in an age of drones, portable air defenses, and asymmetric costs, which of these predators actually rules the low skies? The Apache's reputation was forged in fire. Introduced in the 1980s, the AH-64 quickly earned the nickname the Tank Killer. During Operation Desert Storm, it cut through Iraqi armor with devastating efficiency. In Iraq and Afghanistan, it became the ever-present guardian of ground troops, able to hover unseen before unleashing Hellfire missiles with pinpoint precision. Its Longbow radar, perched above the rotor mast, allowed it to detect targets out to 8 kilometers and fire without even exposing itself. For years, it seemed untouchable, a helicopter that turned the battlefield into its hunting ground. The Ka-52, on the other hand, entered service much later. It carries Russia's unique coaxial rotor system, which eliminates the tail rotor and offers impressive agility. Its cockpit is heavily armored, designed to withstand hits from small arms and even some anti-aircraft fire. It boasts advanced sensors by Russian standards and carries powerful missiles like the Vickers and On paper, the Alligator looks every bit the equal of the Apache, if not superior in some categories. Russian media loves to call it a flying tank, a helicopter so tough it can shrug off enemy fire while dishing out punishment. But here is where the stories diverge. In the Middle East, Apache thrived. It operated in environments where insurgents had few tools to counter it, mostly RPGs, machine guns, and the occasional old Soviet MANPADS. Against such threats, the Apache was nearly invincible. In Eastern Europe, however, where drones buzz constantly and mobile, air defenses lurk behind every tree line, things look very different. Ukraine has turned into a graveyard for many Russian helicopters, and the Ka-52 has not been spared. Videos show Alligators being struck by Stingers, AGM missiles, and even cheap FPV drones that cost a few $100s. The so-called flying tank has proven that armored doesn't mean much when an explosive drone dives straight into your rotor hub. Apache once reigned supreme in Iraq, but would it survive in a drone-saturated battlefield like Ukraine? That question cuts to the heart of this comparison. The Apache has not faced the exact same gauntlet that the Ka-52 has, but we know how it is built to respond. Its survivability systems, infrared suppressors, radar warning receivers, chaff and flare dispensers are some of the most advanced in the world. Its networking with UAVs and ground forces allows it to strike without exposing itself to frontline fire. The Ka-52, it often has to fly into danger itself with less sophisticated networking and less reliable countermeasures. Some of its losses in Ukraine speak not only to Ukrainian defenses, but also to limitations in Russian design and doctrine. Is the Ka-52 really a flying tank? Or just a flying target without air defense cover? The numbers tell a sobering story. Russia has reportedly lost dozens of Ka-52s since the invasion of Ukraine began. That's one of the highest loss rates of any modern attack helicopter in recent memory. Yes, the Alligator can take hits better than most, but it has been forced to fly low and slow to launch unguided rockets, leaving it exposed. Meanwhile, the Apache's doctrine emphasizes standoff precision. Hellfire missiles can be launched from beyond most shoulder-fired missile ranges. And with the new Joint Air-to-Ground Missile JAGM, the Apache can engage moving targets with even greater accuracy. It's the difference between charging into the danger zone and killing from a safe distance. But the battlefield is changing for both helicopters. Enter the era of drones. Suddenly, a $35 million Apache or a $16 million Ka-52 can be threatened by a buzzing FPV drone that costs less than an iPhone. This is the nightmare of modern commanders. The cost curve has flipped. Spending millions on a helicopter that can be destroyed by a garage-built quadcopter raises hard questions about value. Is a $35 million Apache really worth risking against a $500 drone? And yet, here is where Apache still holds an edge. Its integration with drone warfare is far more advanced. In U.S. doctrine, Apaches work hand-in-hand with UAV. Drones scout ahead, feed targeting data, and allow the Apache to strike without exposing itself. The Ka-52 lacks that same depth of integration. Russia uses drones, yes, but often in isolation. The Alligator has to do its own hunting, and as Ukraine has shown, hunting while being hunted is a deadly gamble. Now, let's imagine the scenario. Fans always ask about a head-to-head showdown. Apache versus Kalimapulu Dua. Who shoots first? The Apache's Longbow radar provides full 360-degree coverage. It can detect a Ka-52 before the Alligator knows it is there. Its Hellfire or JAGM missiles with fire-and-forget guidance can strike quickly and accurately. The Ka-52's arbalete radar is powerful too, and its Vickers missiles have range, but its systems are not as automated, and its situational awareness is more limited. In a direct duel, the Apache has the advantage of firing first, and in combat, firing first often means winning. If Apache and Ka-52 went head-to-head, who would fire first, and who would walk away? That doesn't mean the Apache is invincible. Far from it. Against swarms of drones or dense mobile air defenses, even America's premier attack helicopter would struggle. But here's the difference. The U.S. designs its systems with layered support. Apaches don't fly alone. They fly with UAV overwatch, with electronic warfare cover, with air superiority overhead. Ka-52s in Ukraine often fly without such protection, forced to fend for themselves in hostile skies. The results speak for themselves.